What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. The topic for today is you are not your feelings. All right? We need to understand that feelings are temporary and we don't need to align with our feelings just because we are experiencing them, right? We need to create that separation. The feeling and us, the spiritual being, we need to create that separation. When you're feeling something, that's just part of the human experience, right? A feeling. And so you get to choose how you act from that feeling, right? You don't have to act exactly as the feeling is telling you to act. Like if you're feeling anger, you don't have to act as an angry person. You're not an angry person. You're experiencing anger. You can choose to experience anger and not act from it because you are the spiritual being observing this anger, this feeling of anger. Another example, when you feel tired, right? It's a feeling that you're experiencing, but you are not the feeling of tiredness. You are not a tired person. You're just feeling tired. So you don't have to act tired. You can change your state. You can act from a different place. Okay? You can decide, okay, I'm experiencing tiredness, this feeling of tiredness, but I don't need to act from a place of being tired. I can choose to act from a different place. This applies in the morning, when we wake up in the morning, right? I have a specific time that I wake up each morning, 4 a.m. When the alarm goes off, there are plenty of times when the alarm goes off and I am experiencing the feeling of tiredness. I'm tired. I want to continue to sleep. But I don't act from that feeling. If I act from that feeling, I'm going to go back to sleep. If I act from that feeling, I'm going to press the snooze button. Instead, I have this understanding that I am the spiritual being experiencing that feeling, and I can choose to act from a different place. I can act from a place of intelligence, right? I can act from a place of understanding. I can act from a place of logic. I can act from a place of understanding what my goals are, right? This feeling is temporary. I can feel tired in the morning, but then I can turn on my affirmations and I can start to get into a different feeling, start to get a little motivated. And then I can go into a workout. Now when I go into a workout, that feeling of tiredness goes away completely because I'm in a whole different state. When you start working out, doing push-ups, that tiredness state goes away completely, right? And so it's just understanding that what we are feeling is great. Like it's just part of the human experience, but it doesn't mean we have to act from that feeling. What's another one? Let's say you're feeling, you're pissed off, right? That's a feeling. That's a feeling, man, I'm pissed off, right? But what if you were able to catch it? Bring up your awareness, be more conscious when you're experiencing this feeling, because when you act from certain feelings, it moves you in a direction you don't want to go, right? If I wake up in the morning and I feel tired and I act from that tiredness, I know what's going to happen next is something I'm going to regret later, right? I'm going to go back to sleep, or I'm going to press the snooze button, or I'm going to say, oh, just 10 more minutes or whatever, right? I've made that mistake enough times to know when I act from that feeling of tiredness in the morning, it leads to a result that I don't want. And so I've created space between me, the spiritual being, and the feeling. And I'm not attached to that feeling. And so I can act from a different place, even though I am experiencing tiredness. So this is actually a powerful concept because this will make you appear to be more powerful than you may actually be. And here's what I mean, right? You can feel timid or feel shy, But you can also look at that feeling and understand it's a feeling. You are not timid. You are not shy. You feel timid and you feel shy. But you have the choice to either act from that feeling or take on the understanding that I'm not that feeling and I can act from a different feeling, or from a place of intelligence, or from a place of understanding, or from my imagination. Maybe you feel tired, whatever, feel shy, feel whatever, and then you start imagining yourself as someone who's not shy. You start imagining yourself as someone who's expressive, someone who is confident, someone who is whatever. Literally, you can imagine yourself as an exact person. Maybe there's an exact person who comes to mind when you think of confidence, when you think of expression, when you think of whatever it is, and start imagining yourself. What would that person do? Now you have created separation from that feeling and you're in a whole different place, right? You're looking at it from a different place. Now you're observing the feeling. And this will give you so much power if you can just understand this. You are not your feelings. You do not have to act from your feeling. You do not have to label yourself. Just because you are experiencing shyness doesn't mean you're a shy person. It means you're experiencing shyness. If you act as a social person or act as an extroverted person, then you're an extroverted person, right? You are how you act. You are basically the sum of your actions, right? What you do determines who you are, not what you're feeling, right? And if you consistently act from a different place, you start to this other feeling that you stop associating with, it starts to get weaker, right? So for example, me waking up 4 a.m. in the morning, when I just started doing that, the tiredness was a lot more powerful in the morning, right? Because I was, I haven't practiced this idea of detaching from the tiredness and acting from a place of I'm not tired, or acting from a place of my intelligence, my logic is more powerful than my feelings, right? I value my intelligence and my logic more than the feeling, more than the emotion, right? It's a practice. I'm not saying that this is like super easy to do. This is something you want to practice because it's going to give you power, more control over yourself, more control over your life. When you stop acting from your feelings, because you are not your feelings. We got to understand feelings are temporary, right? They're temporary. How wise is it to act from something that is temporary, especially when you know that feeling is a destructive feeling, right? In the sense that, okay, if I'm feeling tired and I act from a place of being tired, it's not going to get me closer to my goals. It's going to bring me further away from my goal, right? If I say I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I don't, and I go back to sleep, what does this do? This cuts into my schedule. Things that I was supposed to be doing are not getting done. And now I wake up late. Now I start off lazy, start off my day sloppy. Now it sets a bad tone for the day. Now I'm mad at myself. Now, you know what I mean? Like, so that's after making that mistake, after that happens, it's like we need to learn from our mistakes. Like every time I act from this emotion or this feeling, it leads to a bad result. Let me stop doing that. Let me put some space in between this feeling and me, because I'm not this feeling. Right? I am not this emotion. I am not this identity. And that's the practice. That's what we want to do, is just understand we are not the feelings, okay? It's just part of the human experience, and we can enjoy it, right? Enjoy the human experience. Enjoy that, it's cool that we can have different feelings. That's what makes life interesting, right? If we only had one feeling, if we were only happy 24/7, right? Happiness wouldn't have its value if there was no sadness, okay? Excitement wouldn't have its value if there was no boredom. So we need these different feelings, these different emotions, so we can appreciate when we're experiencing these good emotions, these positive emotions, right? So we need the yin and the yang. We need the ebb and the flow. We need both sides to really appreciate these different experiences of life. But what I'm saying here is, man, there's so much power in detaching from a feeling that you don't want to associate with, because if you act from that place, it's destructive, okay? Whether it's, I'm using tiredness because that's the one that's coming in my head, right? Tiredness, or being timid or shy, or What else? Anger, frustration, sadness, just any emotion that could be considered as like a negative emotion, right? Not a pleasant emotion that we want to experience. And so when I experience these emotions, I don't resist them. It's not like I'm like, oh, why am I mad? I don't resist them. I let them go through my system, but I don't act from these emotions. I will either let it play itself out, because I know that the emotion, the feeling is temporary. I will either let it play itself out, or I will change my state. As I said in the morning, when I wake up at 4 a.m., sometimes I'm tired. What do? The first thing I do is I turn on some affirmations, some powerful affirmations. I am strong. I am powerful, right? I am disciplined. Why am I doing that? Because I want to change my state. I don't want to stay in this tired state. If I stay in this tired state, I'm going to go back to sleep, or I might press the snooze button. So I turn on some affirmations. Then what do I do after the affirmations? I go and I work out. Why? Change my state, get my blood pumping, right? Get my body moving. It's impossible for the feeling to stay the same if I start moving my body and start exercising and doing all this shit, right? And so it's just understanding. Once you have this understanding of how the body works, how the mind works, how these emotions work, you got to start applying what works, right? And so what I found is just having this understanding. It really starts with as simple as this: understanding that we are not our feelings, right? If you feel shy, it doesn't mean you are shy. It just means you feel shy. If you feel tired, it doesn't mean you're a tired person. It just means you feel tired, okay? It's creating that separation, just knowing that's a feeling, right? You, the beingness, right, that's experiencing that feeling, you don't have to align with that feeling, right? You can just experience it and say, okay, this is part of the human experience. Cool. This is a feeling. And you can either just let it ride itself out, right? Because it's temporary. It's not going to be there forever. Or you can change your state. But you do not have to act from a feeling if you don't want to. If I feel sad, I do not have to act from a place of sadness, okay? If I feel anger, I don't have to act from a place of anger, especially if I know that if I act from this place, it's going to be an action that's going to push me back away from the achievement of my goal, right? It's like, I know what my goals is. I know what I want to achieve. I know the results I want. And so I know there's certain feelings and emotions that if I act from those places, it doesn't lead to the results I want. Another example, right? If you're about to go and hang out with somebody, spend time with someone, don't go out and hang out with them and spend time with them if you're not feeling good, right? Why would you do that? Why would you want to spread bad feelings or bad vibes with someone? Change your state. Get in a better state. Turn on some music you love to listen to before you go and hang out with them, or do some push-ups, or change your, move around. Change your state. Do not stay in that same feeling. You don't want to act from that feeling, right? If I'm about to approach a woman and I want to put my best foot forward, if I feel like shit, I'm not going to approach her while I feel like shit. I'm going to get into a better state. I may have to do some visualization, right? Maybe I have to do some, maybe I need to just shake myself a little bit, right? Maybe I need to reframe the interaction. Maybe I need to go into my imagination, either visualize myself as a king, as a powerful emperor, as a whatever, or I need to visualize, what happened prior to me approaching her. Maybe I just visualized I just came from a party and I had an amazing time. Whatever is necessary. I don't want to align with a feeling or an emotion that I know is not a positive emotion or positive feeling, that if I act from that place, it's not going to get me the desired results I want. It's not going to put me in the direction I want to go. You see what I'm saying? So it's just this understanding, man. What I wanted to get across in this video is we are not our feelings, okay, period. We need to create that separation between the feeling and the spiritual being experiencing the feeling. Now, I just want to make this other point. If we like the feeling, right? If it's a good feeling, like if it's happiness, if it's a feeling of accomplishment, right? After I do my workout, after I wake up at 4 a.m., when I do my shit, I wake up at 4 a.m., I do my affirmations, I do my workout. After that, I feel accomplished. and I go into that emotion, that feeling, and I act from that place. Yeah, if it's a positive emotion, then of course act from that emotion, because it's only going to create more positivity. But I'm saying when it's a negative feeling or negative emotion, you don't want to act from it. Okay, I just don't. If I'm experiencing a negative feeling, a negative emotion, I let it play itself out, or I change the state. I'm not going to act from that place, because it never leads to anything good, right? If it is not going to lead to anything good, why would I act from that feeling or that emotion? So it's just, valuing our intelligence over feelings and emotions. That's it. Living life as an intelligent man, as an intelligent being. Being wise about shit, being logical, okay? And as I said, it's not like we're trying to be a robot and not experience emotions. Yes, you experience the emotion, but you just don't act from the ones that are negative. Because if you're trying to create a certain kind of life, right, a certain quality of life, there's certain actions that are going to create that life and manifest it, and there's certain actions that are going to destroy your life, right, and keep you in your comfort zone, or even push you back away from your goals. And so negative emotions, negative feelings, don't align with them, okay? Don't make decisions from negative feelings, negative emotions, right? If I have a decision I need to make, an important decision, and I'm not in a good state of mind, I'm not feeling good or whatever, I'm not going to make that decision. I'm going to let that energy, I'm going to let the emotion change. I'm going to let the feeling change. I'm going to give it some time, because it's temporary. It doesn't stay forever, okay? I'm going to give it some time, or I'm going to change it myself, right? And I have my ways, man. Listening to music, exercising, meditation, reading a book, playing the piano, anything, whatever you love to do that's going to change the feeling, that's just going to change the vibe. You actually have that power, right? It takes some effort. That's the thing. It's like sometimes we don't want to exert the effort. We just want to just stay in the feeling, stay in the emotion. It's easier to do that, right? It's easier to just say, man, I'm tired this morning. Let me just go back to sleep, man. It's so much easier to do that, right? But then that's where it comes in. What are you going to value? Are you valuing what's easy, or are you valuing intelligence? What's the smarter decision, right? What's wiser? Well, are you valuing your goals, right? Do I want to achieve my goals, or do I want to stay where I am, or take one step forward and take two steps back, right? So that's what I want to leave you with. We are not our feelings. We are not our emotions. We are the spiritual being that's experiencing these things, and we can choose what direction we want to move in. We can choose what decisions we want to make. We can choose what actions we want to make. We can change our states. We can change how we feel. We can change our mood, right, through effort. But it's worth it. If we know our goals, if we know what we want to do, then we should do it, right, and make it happen, all right? If you're a man watching this, I would like to invite you to the Unbreakable Beast Tribe. This is for goal-oriented men who want to develop unbreakable self-confidence and who want to achieve their goals in life, all right? Thanks for watching. Peace.